Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy. I'm a full-time reseller, primarily on the Poshmark app, but I do dabble in other online platforms and I sell locally. Today I'll be doing a ship with me video. In these videos, I go day to day and I share the different items that I'm shipping out. I talk about how much they sold for, what I paid for them, and what my profits are. So you want to be sure to watch all the way to the end because I always have interesting and unique items, and I'm sure that you can learn some different things to keep your eyes out for when you're out thrifting. Now, these videos do have 3 separate clips, at least 3 clips, usually for different days during the week. So sometimes it'll look like the video is over, but keep watching because there's usually another clip to come. So if that sounds good to you, keep watching. Okay, the first item that sold, I am a little short on time today, so I'm just gonna share the items and not package them up. But the first item that sold is this vintage coral and turquoise dainty necklace. I believe that this is Native American made, but I'm not certain. This sold for $71. I was pretty surprised about that. I had it listed for $79 and a buyer liked it. I sent out an offer for 10% off with discounted shipping and they accepted. I had paid less than $1 for this because it came in a little baggie with a bunch of other similar necklaces and the whole bag was $3. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $53.12. I'm thrilled with that. I was pretty surprised that that sold for full price. The next item that sold is a semi-vintage Burberry bag with the matching wallet. The bag was in pretty good condition, but the wallet is pretty worn. This was a piece that I took on consignment for a person who had purchased from me locally some furniture and other decorative items. She had 3 different Burberry bags and a couple other brands, lower end brands that I took on consignment for her. This ended up selling for $335 for the set. It was a little bit less than I was hoping to get, but after looking at comps, it looks like that was kind of in line with what these vintage Burberry bags coupled with a wallet would typically sell for. So I do a 50-50 split when I do consignment. So that made my cost of goods $134 and my profit $134 after Poshmark fees. Overall, I'm happy with that. This took about in this neighborhood of 6 months to sell. I did have it listed considerably higher than that, and then I had reduced it because the consignor said she was ready to move the bags, even not hold out for top dollar for them. Okay, so the next item is pretty interesting. This sold in less than 24 hours, and this is a semi-vintage Wilson's leather bomber jacket, and this has an intentionally distressed look from it or to it. It came that way from the factory, and I think this is from the 90s or the 2000s. I picked it up at the bins recently and I was kind of on the fence just because when you're there you start thinking about weights, and this was a little bit heavier, but it probably cost less than $5. So I listed it for, initially I listed it for $89. And then I thought I better check comps on that, and I looked and there were some higher comps for this type of jacket. So I raised the price to $129 and a buyer came in and offered me $80. I decided to just go ahead and accept that because it had been listed less than 24 hours and I'm trying to turn and burn my coats because my coat rack is full to the max. And before I looked up comps, I would have been happy with 80, so I just decided to go ahead and accept that. So I had paid about $5 for it at the bins. After Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $59. So really a great, quick flip. I don't even think I spent $59 on everything that I got at the bins that day. So that one item will pay for my whole trip. So I'm glad that I took that. Okay, the next item is a vintage leather Samsonite briefcase. Sometimes I do good with briefcases. Sometimes I don't do as good. This one didn't turn out to be as good of a sale. It sold for $30. I had paid, let's see, what did I pay for this? I had paid $3 for it, and it had been sitting for a few months with not a whole lot of interest, so I just decided to go ahead and accept that and move it out. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $21. Not a home run, but you know, this is kind of bulky, takes up a little bit of space, so I just decided that I wanted to move it out. For those of you who watch my videos regularly, you know that I say I go through these moods and whatnot, that I want to, you know, move things out and I take lower offers, and then other times I'm like, oh no, I'm holding out for top dollar. So anyways, this is one of those weekends where I was ready to sell stuff and, you know, just move it out. So the next item that sold is this vintage wool blanket, and this is Hudson Bay style. It didn't have any labels, so I'm not certain if it was actually Hudson Bay, but I think based on my research, I think it was just in the style of. Now, this was listed for a while, probably close to a year. I think I just had it priced too high to begin with. I started out with it priced as high as $149. I had reduced it to $129. I'd sent out tons of offers to likers for up to 30% off. This buyer came in and offered me $60, pardon me. So I just decided to go ahead and take that. Again, it was kind of bulky, taking up space, so I was ready to move it out. I had paid $10 for this. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $38. So not too bad. Probably wouldn't pick it up again knowing that it would take that long to sell, or I'll just realize that I can't get maybe as high as I thought for these blankets, and I'll price it a little bit lower. I sold one other thing locally, and I'll go ahead and insert a picture of it after I get done talking about it. And it was a pair of exotic wood salt and pepper shakers. One was a pepper mill or a pepper grinder, and I had them listed on Cherish for $249. Another dealer who lives about an hour away from me and is also my friend, he saw them on there and he let me know that he wanted to buy them, but he also let me know that they were worth quite a bit more than what I had them listed for. And I just decided to go ahead and sell them to him for $200, which is what my payout would have been from Cherish after their commission. My way of thinking is that I would have been happy with that. I would have been thrilled with that price had I not known that they were worth more than that. He says he's going to add them to his personal collection, but if he decides to sell them in the future, that's up to him. I've already made my money. I paid $8 for them, and he paid cash, so there was no website commissions or anything, so that made my profit $192. I'm thrilled with that. You know, sometimes it's okay to let things go to other dealers if they can get a higher price than you can because they have a better market, or if they just want it for their collection. I don't have any problem with other people making money off the items I sell. I make money on the items I sell all the time, so I try not to get offended or anything like that if I'm happy with the sales price. Okay, so again, I will insert a photo of those. And if you're enjoying my videos, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I do these Ship With Me videos every week, and a lot of my subscribers say that they're learning from the items I'm sharing. So I hope you will subscribe and learn some things too. If you could give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. Both those things really help me out. They help boost my channel in the YouTube algorithm. It tells YouTube that people like my videos, so they suggest them to more people. It encourages me and helps my channel grow. Okay, so don't go anywhere. There will be a couple more clips, and I'll be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell. I'll see you then. Hi again, it's a couple days later, and unfortunately it's been a little bit slow, particularly on Poshmark, well, on both platforms, but I do have a few things to ship out, so I'm thankful for that. The first items that sold is a set of 8 of these vintage mid-century drinking glasses. Aren't those cute? They're kind of a periwinkle and a lavender purple color. I had these listed on cherish.com and they sold for full price. They were listed for $129 plus a $15 packaging fee. On Cherish, you can charge a packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping fee that the buyers pay. So that made my total sales price $144, which is very exciting. I had paid $3 a piece for these, so that made my total cost of goods $16. Oh no, actually I paid $2 a piece. Sorry about that, but my total cost of goods was $16. So Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after that and my cost of goods, that made my profit $99.38. I'm really excited about the Cherish sales that I've been having lately, because to be honest, I could really use the money, and I'm glad that my listings, I've been trying to list 25 items per week on Cherish, and I'm really happy to see that those listings are actually paying off. So that is exciting. I'm going to move these out of the way and package them up off camera, just because it'll take me some extra time to do that. Okay, and then the next item sold on Poshmark, and it wouldn't be one of my Ship With Me videos without a belt sale. Now I picked this belt up solely because of this buckle. It's just really good size, and I thought it was really cool. And I almost actually passed on the belt because it does have this wear here, but I thought the buckle was so cool that I just couldn't pass it up. This wasn't listed for very long either, maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks, which is great. I love a quick turnaround. I listed it for $39 and a buyer offered me $28. I went ahead and accepted that because of the condition, and it was bonded leather, not solid leather. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think it just means that it has some other materials mixed in, or the top's leather and the underside faux leather. I'm not sure, but I thought $28 was a reasonable price for it. I had paid $3 for this. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $19.40. I think that's great. I love selling belts, as you guys all have heard me say over and over again. I've recently come across a lot more belts, so I probably have between 100 and 150 belts listed in my closet. So that can contribute to the number of belts that I sell. But a lot of you who have been watching are saying that you just are starting to get into belts and they're selling quickly for you. So that makes me so happy. I'm so glad that you guys are learning and making money from my videos. Okay, so the next item is this kind of vintage wool chunky knit sweater, and I'm not even gonna try and pronounce the brand. I just picked it up because I liked the pattern. It felt like nice quality. And to be honest, I expected to get more for this. I think there was some decent comps on eBay for this brand, but I had this listed, I think close to a year I had some likes, but no serious offers. And I think I started out by listing it at like $89. And I had relisted it and reduced the price. And most recently I had it listed at $69. I had sent out quite a few aggressive offers on different items in my closet that I had for a while. And I sent out a 30% off offer with discounted shipping on this. And a buyer counter offered with $40. That was less than I thought I was gonna get and less than I wanted to get because I paid $9 for this. But I just decided it had been listed for so long and I hadn't had very many sales So I just decided to accept it and move it out. And I still, after Posh fees, I still made a profit of $23, which is fine. Things don't always turn out the way that you think they're going to. So you just have to take the profit you can get and use that money to hopefully make more profit on another item. Okay, well, that is all for today. Like I said, it was pretty slow. I hope that things pick back up. I have been listing very consistently on Poshmark, more consistently than I ever have. But I hear a lot of sellers are reporting slower than normal sales. And, you know, when I hear that, I just decide that I can't control what buyers are doing, but I can control what I'm doing. And so I just keep working and I keep listing, and inevitably it always turns around. So if you were experiencing slow sales, I'm sorry. Just keep working, stay focused, keep listing new items if you have them. If you don't have new items, relist old stale items. Maybe update the pictures, update descriptions, share your own closet, send offers to likers. What else? I have been doing some sharing from my news feed. I don't go to people's closets and share individually. I share from the news feed. Then I also go to the Today's Trends category, which if you hit the shop magnifier glass and you scroll down a little bit, there'll be a bar that shows today's trends, and I go through and I share from each category, like from 3 or 4 of the categories, and I'll share 10 or 20 items. And I think that that is helping a little bit. I don't spend a lot of time doing that, maybe 15 minutes a day. But if you are experiencing slow sales, that's something that you could try to do. Following other Poshers can sometimes boost activity in your closet. Those are just some things that I try when my sales are slow. So hopefully they help you out. Hopefully you're having great sales. I would much rather, you know, that than people be having slow sales. So anyways, blah, blah, blah. I hope you guys are all doing well. I will be back in a couple of days to share what else I sell, and I hope it gets busier. Okay, I'll see you then. Hi there, it's a couple of days later and my sales have really picked up. I've had almost $900 in sales in the last 48 hours. I'm so excited. Most of them are higher dollar sales, so it's not a ton of items shipping out, but great sales prices and great profits, which is always what I want. Okay, so the first item that sold on Cherish, and it is a pair of these adorable little mermaid figurines. Look how sweet their faces are. And these are by Bradley, which is a collectible brand. I believe that these are from the 1950s or the 1960s. And mermaids are always a popular subject matter for vintage items. So you want to keep your eyes out for that. There's a lot of people who collect mermaids. And these sold for $200. So excited. I picked these up at a small town thrift store. They had been listed not too long, maybe a month or so. And I did pay up a little bit for them. I paid $15. And to be honest, at the time, I was a little bit on the fence about paying that much, because I did look up comps, and mermaids for this brand had some really great comps in the $100 to $250 range. But the higher end comps were for mermaid wall pockets, which are items that you hang on the wall, and they have this figural look, but then they have a little place that you could put like fake flowers, or you could just use them as a decorative wall piece. But I decided to pick them up anyways, and I listed these on Cherish for $229, and I got an offer for $200. I excitedly accepted. I thought that was a great price. I couldn't find any damage on these, just some dust. Like I said, I'd paid $15. Cherish charges a 22% seller's commission. So after their fees and my cost of goods, I made $141 in profit. That is just awesome. I'm so excited. I am going to add quite a bit more packaging to these and finish packaging them up off camera, but I'm going to move them out of the way so they don't get broken. The next item is another pretty exciting sale, and it is this full-length fur coat. And it has a fox fur collar, and I believe the body is beaver fur. Now, if you've watched my videos before, I don't buy fur new. I don't like supporting, you know, the new production of fur, but I will purchase fur items at estate sales and thrift stores to resell. Some people may find that hypocritical or disagree with fur, but I feel like, why throw it out? That just means that the animal died for no reason at all. That's just my personal opinion, and everybody can do what they'd like, and you know, that's the beauty of living in a free country. So I hope this doesn't offend anyone, but it ended up selling for $300. I did have it listed for significantly more, as high as $695, because if you go to buy a full-length fur coat, it's going to cost $3,000 to $6,000. But fur just does not hold its resale value. And I did have this listed for quite some time, probably close to 2 years. I had paid $50 for it at a thrift store. Like I said, it sold, well, I had reduced it down to $5.95, and I'd sent out 30% off offers to likers. This buyer counter offered me $300. Because I had had it so long, I was ready to move it out. It's bulky, it takes up a lot of space. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that still made my profit $190, which I think is wonderful. You know, I don't know if I would recommend picking up these full-length coats unless you can get them for really cheap. They just don't sell very quickly online, especially. If you have, you know, a brick and mortar store where people can try them on, I think that you would be more likely to get better prices for them. So I am going to package this up off camera just because it's so big and bulky, but I wanted to show it to you. It really is a beautiful piece. Here is the label. I did not pick it up because of the brand. I just picked it up because of what it was. So let me, and it is a heavy, quite heavy piece. So I am going to have to upgrade that label. I just don't know what the cost is yet. So I'm gonna get it in the box and weigh it and then upgrade the label. Okay, so the next item that sold is a pair of cowboy boots. And I got these at that recent Rodeo Queen yard sale, so I only paid $1.50 for them. They're really in beautiful condition. They only look like they were worn once or twice. They are by Double H, which is a good brand. These probably retailed over $200. I don't remember what I had these listed at, but they sold for $103, I think, with discounted shipping. Like I said, I'd paid $1.50. That was my average cost of goods. So after Posh fees, I guess I should be packaging these up. After Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $78.22. I am super excited about that. That was just such an amazing sale. If you haven't watched that video, I'll try to remember to link it below. But it's one of my most recent thrift haul videos, and the thumbnail has a picture of me holding a KitchenAid mixer, because I also got a KitchenAid mixer there and only paid $1.50 for it. Crazy. It was crazy good. I spent $111 total on everything there, and I think I've probably already made I don't know, over $300 in profit, and I still have 60, 70 items left to sell. So that was wonderful. Okay. I think I might have to get a different box for those boots too. I'm not sure if they're gonna fit in that large box. Okay, another interesting, exciting sale. This is a semi-vintage Disney bomber varsity jacket. And it has this big patch on the back with all of the Disney characters. So in addition to it being Disney, it is by, now I can't remember, Jeff Hamilton. So that's where it says the Jeff Hamilton. And this brand is a collectible brand on its own. So they make all sorts of themed leather bomber jackets like this. And so that's an important brand, Jeff Hamilton, to keep your eyes out for, because Disney or not, or whatever the theme is, these sell for good money. This one sold for $200. I did have this listed for quite some time, again, over a year. And I had started my price out at $329. Maybe I just had it priced too high. And I think right after I listed it, I got an offer for $200 that I didn't accept. And then it took another almost a year to get another $200 offer. So sometimes it's worth it to just accept those offers to begin with. It just depends on what you want to do. I think at that time I didn't need the money or something, and so I was like, no, it's worth way more than that. And there were comps between $200 and $350 for this coat, but you can only sell it for what someone is willing to pay you for it. And I probably should have listed this on eBay. I might have been able to get more, but I'm considering starting to list on eBay. I just don't want to hassle with all the potential returns and figuring out my own shipping. I just like to keep things simple and seamless, so it's pretty, Poshmark's so easy to list and ship. So that's the main reason. And the fees are very clear. I don't like the confusing fees on eBay. But that's not to say that you shouldn't do that. People are very successful selling on eBay, and if you feel comfortable, go for it, do it. And I'm hoping that I'll get a little more confident and will do it soon. Okay, so this sold for $200. Like I said, I had paid $13 for it. So after Posh fees, that made my profit $147. Another amazing sale with great profit. It was a really great 48 hours. The next item is this vintage Southwest style purse. And I picked this up just because I liked the style of it. This little design can be referred to as chimeo. Sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's C-H-I-M-A-Y-O. And that refers more to an authentic vintage wool item with this decor on it. But I do use that as a keyword, as well as Southwest and Aztec print. I put knit in this. This didn't have a brand at all, and it sold for $48. I didn't pick it up because of a brand or anything. I just picked it up because I liked the color and the style. It didn't take too long to sell, maybe only a couple of months. Did I already say it sold for $48? So that's a pretty great price. I think it had discounted shipping for that price, but that's fine. I had paid $7 for this. So that made my profit after Posh fees $28.72. I think that's pretty great. I was kind of tempted to keep this because I'm really into like the Southwest Western style. And I always think that I buy stuff secondhand. I think I'm gonna wear it, and then I don't, most of it. So I just talked myself out of it and decided to list it. And I'm glad I did, because honestly, I probably wouldn't have worn this, just would have looked at it in my closet. Okay. The next couple of items aren't quite so exciting, but like I always say, a sale is a sale and profit is profit. And I like to have high and low priced items, so lots of different people can buy from my closet. This is a semi-vintage Unk cross, and it's just a pendant. There's no, I'm sorry the light keeps getting blown out. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's just a pendant with no chain. This came in a baggie with other items. I don't know if I would have picked it up on its own. But my average cost of goods for that little baggie was only $1, so I thought it was worth it. It sold for $20, and it didn't really take very long to sell, maybe less than a month, maybe a little over a month, but either way, let's see, I think I need a little bit more bubble wrap on that. So after Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $15. It was pretty easy to list, and it doesn't take up much space. So I am happy with that $15 profit. And you don't have those big high dollar profits every day, so you really need to have bread and butter items that are lower dollar amounts so that you make sure that you have regular sales. Or if you can't find high dollar items in your area, making $10 or $15 on an item is totally great. And if that's what you can find and do in your area, then that's what you should do. I am fortunate that there is a lot of vintage and great estate sales in my area where I can get things for affordable prices. Okay, the next item is this vintage wide leather belt. I picked it up because it was genuine leather, and I liked this quilted detail on the buckle. It reminded me of Chanel. This is not Chanel. It is by Morgan Taylor, which I didn't pick it up for that brand at all, just because of the buckle. And I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure if I looked up that brand, but I think it's just a Macy's brand. I listed it under the vintage brand on Poshmark. And for those of you who watch my videos regularly, you know I list items in that category a lot if they are vintage. I would guess that this belt is from the 90s or the 2000s. Sometimes it's hard to tell for sure, but if it has a vintage style, and I'm not trying to say for certain that it's from a certain era, I don't think people mind too much. Okay, so I listed this for $39. A buyer started out by offering me $20, and I counter offered, and we settled on $26, which was a little bit less than I wanted to get for this. I just thought it was really cool. But at that point, when I accepted this offer, I only had one other sale of those cowboy boots. So I was like, I need to get my sales going, and I'm not going to miss out on this sale for another $5 or something. So I paid $3 for this. After Posh fees and my cost of goods, that made my profit $17.80. You guys know that I look at belts like a bread and butter item, so anytime I can make $15 or more on a belt, I am perfectly happy. Okay, so that is the last item for today. It's Friday, and what is it? I think it is the 15th, it's the 16th. Friday, February 16th. So hopefully I'll have some more sales for you to share tomorrow on Saturday. I am going to ship again tomorrow because Monday the post office will be closed for President's Day. So fingers crossed, I have another great 24 hours. And if I haven't already mentioned it in this video, if you're enjoying my videos, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. I do these Ship With Me videos every week, and I throw in some other types of videos here and there, like thrift hauls, thrift with me, educational things. But I hope you guys are enjoying my videos. And if you are, if you could give this one a thumbs up and comment down below, both those things really help me out. And I will be back tomorrow with hopefully bunches more sales. Okay, see you then. Hi there, it's Saturday, and have I mentioned that this business is a roller coaster? The last couple days I had amazing sales, and today I have one lonely belt to ship out for you. But hey, I'm glad to have a sale, and belts always come through for me. So this is just a kind of basic brown leather belt, but it's by Brooks Brothers, and it has a solid brass buckle. I picked this up at a fill the bag sale, so it was very cheap, under $1. That's the main reason I bought it. I probably wouldn't have bought it otherwise, because as you can see, it has some distressing, and it's just a plain brown leather belt. But this goes to show to maybe not take that for granted, because this sold for $31. I am thrilled with that, especially since I paid less than $1 for it. I think the fact that it was Brooks Brothers helped it out for sure. It was also stamped made in USA, and with that solid brass belt buckle. I think all those things made a difference, and I am glad that I picked it up because after my cost of goods and Posh fees, that made my profit $21.12. That's $21 I wouldn't have had, so that is awesome. This week turned out to be pretty great. I had a total of $1,916 in sales. That is super exciting. My total cost of goods was $280.50. Making my net profit for the week $1,277.64. Like I've said, I'm trying to get my net profit over $1,000 per week. It hadn't been that much in the past typically, and so I'm hoping this continues. Usually January and February are some of my best months, so it's kind of hard to gauge how the rest of the year will be, but I have been sticking to my goal of listing 5 a day on Poshmark and 5 a day on Cherish, and I really think it's paying off. So I am very excited and happy. Today is February 18th, I believe, just for reference since I film my videos in advance. So that's all for this week. Thank you so much for continuing to watch. And if you haven't already, I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. All right, thanks a lot. See you guys next week.